Yo,
Long time. Where you been?
it's good to see you, Mike. You look like you've aged tremendously since the
It
last
was
time I
yes.
seen you, buddy.
It was yesterday's discussion that took a lot out of me.
I gotta tell you, Mike, that whole leading up to it, I think I told you this off air, but I hadn't prepped that much since I was taking my SATs, man. So
Well, and it
now
showed you were ready, and you were it wasn't all like free form yelling and
no,
screaming,
no, no, no. It shows
and
I was appreciative of having you there with me because um stuff like that maybe is might be above my pay grade, so to speak. So,
yeah.
um,
No, you're
but
doing good.
I appreciate
So
it, buddy. Keep doing
this will
that.
be a lot easier and a lot more fun, right?
A lot more fun. Finally, some Moscone Cup news to talk about. Finally, some Moscone Cup guests. We got. Look, I don't. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I was trying to get Shane on yesterday. That was the whole plan. He gets back from Virginia, and then what does he go and do, Mike? He goes in and dogs it off the sky. Gets on tilt. Right, loses. I think he'll in the one pocket. So I don't know when we're gonna get Shane. I guarantee you we will get him pretty soon. Um, we got Tyler Styer. We're about to bring on right now. Josh Filler, I think tomorrow at noon or 11ish, somewhere around there. So lots of great guests. Also, Ralph Eckert. We're going to have the European Moscone Cup captain coming on pretty soon. I want to say the beginning of next week. So lots of guests,
Lots
lots
going
of
on.
topics. Yep. But let's bring on the first wild card pick from this year's Team USA, Mike. Tyler Styer out there in Roanoke. Tyler, how are you, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Doing good yourselves?
Doing
Everything's
good.
good.
Doing
Everything's
good.
good. So what's the vibe in Roanoke with everybody rolling in and Shane getting named yesterday, in his homeroom, and you just getting named on Monday. What's the vibe been like for all you guys rolling into town?
Yeah, they just made an announcement yesterday for Shane over the loudspeaker, and everybody went obviously pretty nuts. So that was pretty cool place for him to get announced and for everybody to
Yeah, for
find out.
sure.
I'm super super happy for him, and I think he's going to do really well out there.
It wasn't too long ago, Tyler, that you were the Wolford of the group. You were the rookie coming in, wet behind the ears. What advice, if any, have you given them, or are you kind of just waiting until all of you guys get together in a more personal environment to maybe give them some tips?
Yeah, we haven't had much time to talk yet, but obviously I will do whatever either he needs me to do or what I think I need to do to help him feel comfortable and play his best game out there for sure.
All right. Well, let's talk about you for a minute. How did you get the call? Where did you get the call? Were you in Austria? Were you on a plane? Tell me where were you, man?
It was actually during Shane's World 8 Ball final. So
Really?
yeah, found out then. Had to try and keep a straight face, but it was obviously the best phone call you can get in fall. This time of
Yeah.
year, it's the best phone call you can get. So um, yeah, it was short and sweet, and then I was back to watching Shane do his thing.
What was were you nervous at all? I mean, nobody thinks, unless maybe you're Shane, you don't think you're guaranteed a spot. Um, were you started to look at the guys around you? Who else was in the equation? Were you still nervous?
Um, Obviously, you never know.
Right.
But I was pretty comfortable with the way I played all year. Obviously, I would have liked to have a little bit better result in Asia, but Niels played a really good set on me, high quality set, and beat me 10-7. So I wasn't too disappointed about that. Obviously, you want to go further, um, but yeah, I mean, I'm honestly to the point where I'm just gonna let things happen the way they are, not worry about it too much. Honestly, obviously, I want to go out there and play 100%. But you spend so much energy, you know, worrying or waiting or anticipating or whatever you want to call it, right? I just want to go out there and play these single events, maybe get a little bit of action every here and there, play my best pool, and then let Jeremy do his thing, right?
Right.
So,
Action. You say who's on the radar, Tyler? Come on, let's hear it.
oh man, I was more talking about previously in the year. There's a
This
couple
guy over
guys on the
here.
radar,
Yeah.
obviously,
Go over here,
but
Guppy.
The
But I need to know dates for tournaments. Do you guys know when the World 9 Ball is? Do you know when? I know the World 10 Ball is February, late February, going into March.
Early March.
We know
It's hard to.
we know some people. We'll make some calls for you, buddy.
All right.
I would, I would hope it would be great if they had the World 9-Ball Championship in January or February, because then they don't have to worry about all these bans on players. But you got
Exactly.
Derby City, you got a lot going on. It's a little quick to pull the trigger now. But who knows? I have not heard anything on the World 9-Ball front.
You've been on the road quite a bit, Tyler. How has it been, all this traveling for you and going from time zone to time zone and being away from Mama Bear and all that?
Yeah, Mama Bear gave me the biggest hug, and she hasn't left my side since I got back. She's actually upset we're doing this interview right now because she's over there looking at me.
Okay. She'll get over it. She'll get over it, man. Don't worry.
Like we're at Crackle Barrel, and she's wrapped her on my arm, and Shane's just rolling his eyes like, you guys are pathetic, But yeah, I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough, This has been saving my ass at these tournaments, just trying to stay regular, I guess you could say. Thankfully, this isn't on the anti-doping list, or we'd all have a hard time. So I mean, it's brutal. Went to Michigan, U.S. Open, Qatar, Vietnam, Austria, here for 2 weeks, then Puerto Rico, then home. So
that's just nuts. That's nuts. What was it like when you were flying to Qatar with Shane to play in the Qatar Open, and he told you he was staying on the plane and going on to Vietnam?
I knew at the U.S. Open. He ditched me. I get it. It's okay. but
thanks, Ruby.
No, I mean, I think everything happened for a reason. He won the World 8-Ball, but if he would have gone to Qatar, maybe he could have gotten sick somewhere and didn't win the World 8-Ball. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm happy with the way things went. Seeing him win that tournament was pretty freaking cool. So no big deal.
Did you make him buy dinner after he snaps off the World 8-Ball?
Dude, we didn't have a beer until we got back stateside. We didn't have time to celebrate because we got back to the hotel late. The bar was closed. He wanted to have a beer and go to bed. We couldn't. We got up at 3 a.m., drove to the airport, flew to Washington, drove 4 hours here, and then he had to get up and play his match the next morning. So we went to Texas Roadhouse last night, and we finally kind of did a little toast. Like, dude, congratulations! Like celebrating.
Nothing says American celebrating more than a beer at the Texas Roadhouse.
There you go. Well, the best thing that ever happened to Shane was that there wasn't a casino next door to the arena there in Austria.
Yeah.
$75,000 check.
Right? No, bank transfer.
Keep him off the bank, off the crap.
So preparation this year, going back to Alexander Palace, different mindset. What will you do differently than you would, say, in a year that's in the U.S., if anything? And two, will you do anything differently than you've done in previous years, learning from these other experiences?
I think if we all just focus on ourselves, if you think about it, if each player gets 2 points, right, It's 10-10 at the end of day 4, right? So if we all focus on getting two points, of course, I have a good feeling that some of the guys are going to get 3 or more. So if everybody just focus on getting his 2 points, I think we're in a really, really good spot. So just take care of yourself, get your rest, eat the way you need to, go to the gym, whatever you have to do to play your best pool. We're going to schedule out our practice times throughout the day so each guy can get on the table and kind of have some time for themselves. And, just play like we have all year. And if we do that, I think we're going to be in a really good spot. And Jeremy feels that way too.
It's a different dynamic than last year, obviously, with the addition, not just of Wolford, but of Federer joining the team. What were your thoughts, hearing that announcement, Tyler, and what he brings to you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to lie. The patriotic side of me doesn't like it because I think we can win without him. I really do. The last 2 years we were up after day 2 and I felt like we were supposed to win. But the competitor side of me, the competition side of me is like, hell yeah. And we all love Federer. Obviously everybody in the US loves him. We're going to take him with open arms and we're going to go out there and we're going to kick some ass. So, it's going to be a good couple weeks leading up to this tournament for sure.
Federer's played once before for Europe but it was in that no crowd, pandemic event.
Sure.
Do you think he's going to require the same type of, coaching going into it that Shane Wolford is essentially a rookie in that environment?
I tell you what, Hanoi. I mean, it wasn't Moscone, but it was as close as you're going to get in a singles tournament, right?
Wasn't it?
So,
Man.
Yeah. So I feel like obviously we all know the clock kind of got Federer a little bit with that loud ass 10. But besides that, I feel like Federer was in position to win the tournament.
Right.
So he's playing just fine. Nobody's worried about him. I think he's going to go out there and do what he does and throw some points on the board.
Yeah.
What plans do you guys have, if any, to get together as a group before flying out?
Yeah, right after Thanksgiving, we're heading to Dallas. We're all going to get together. Jeremy's going to have a couple tables set up that are going to be Matchroom specs, some Razin tables. So the Razins and the Diamonds do play a little bit different. So it's going to be nice to get a couple Razins with the 4-inch corners and 4.5-inch sides, and a little bit of team bonding, and just fly out together, spend as much time together as we can before we get there, and get over jet lag as soon as we can once we're there, and get dialed in. Time for Ali Pally, man.
Any hazing for the rookies?
Please. On
We want some hazing. Some good hazing.
I told Shane if he need anything, just reach out to me. You could definitely call Federer rookie this year, especially with the no crowd thing. So, but I'm not worried about either one of them. Both shoot super straight. They've had really good results all year. I'm just going to tell them to focus on staying relaxed, go out there and just play pool, do your thing, and see what happens.
Obviously, you don't have your head under the sand, Tyler, when it comes to all the things going on in the pool world. What thoughts, if any, have you heard from other players, or what thoughts do you have personally regarding all these things that are happening with the WPA and Matchroom?
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. We all wish it wasn't this way, but certain players are going to have to make choices that are best for them. Obviously, if they have a federation that's taking care of them with travel expenses or salaries or whatnot. But I'm going to try and stay out of politics as best I can and just focus on bringing the cup back to the U.S. Like, really out of my control. So what I say or think isn't really going to matter too much. So
interesting what you said before about. Do you want to follow up on that at all, Mike, or is it?
No. That's good. I mean, look, short and sweet and to the point, and with passion.
Okay.
You can't.
So you talked before about everybody getting 2 points and things like that. I've always kind of looked at it as with Team USA, you needed to get 2 or 3 points from 4 and 5.
Sure.
That are not connected to Sky or Shane. For the last couple of years, I said 3, 4, and 5. They've got to get those 3 guys. Got to get 3 points that have nothing to do with Shane or Sky. No doubles matches, no team match, things like that.
Right.
Do you agree with that? And is the key, singles matches with the other players?
The way I think of it is every single match is a 2-point swing, whether it's your number 1 guy or your number 5 guy. Like in 2018, I believe Corey got 1 point. I got a bunch of points, right? I won with Billy. I won with Skylar. I won a singles match. So I had 3 as a rookie, right? But then my next year, I had 1 point. I won with Shane and didn't win with anybody else. And we still won. So I think if you just look at it as every single match is a 2-point swing, no match is more important than the others. You can look on paper and be like, man, if we would have had that match, that would have been huge. But at the end of the day, like, if let's say in basketball you lose by 1 point, obviously the guy that misses the last shot is going to get the finger point at him, right? But who else missed shots, the whole game?
Right.
So every single match is a 2-point swing, and if we play that way, play 110% for every single game for the whole tournament, I really, really like our chances.
Who's the best basketball player on Team USA? It better be you, because you're the only one built like any kind of basketball player.
I quit playing in I think 7th grade, Mike. So
yeah.
Well, you'll have.
I look at that team.
You're a little more athletic than Shane.
I'm not seeing a lot of basketball talent on that team. I don't think that's the sport I would have picked.
Listen,
It's a
I'm
good thing you
still
didn't
great.
pull it.
I'm a graceful white boy, Mike. That's all I'm gonna say.
Enough said. Enough said. Right? I can read between
Who
those
wins?
lines.
Who wins?
I can make
Who
some free
wins the
throws.
40
That's about
meter?
it.
Who wins the 40 meter?
Ooh, I tell you what,
That's a good question.
probably between I don't know. I don't know if Federer's a runner or not. I can't tell. He could either be quick or really clumsy. I'm not
You
sure,
don't
but I'm guessing
you
Sky is
don't need
pretty quick.
cardio.
I'm guessing Sky is pretty quick. If I said, "Hey, Sky, let's go do a 40-yard dash for 100," he'd be like, "When? Where? Let's go."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Who's the most competitive out of the group?
Shane, it ain't even close. It ain't even
Okay.
close. So here,
Anything?
story for you. This shows you how competitive Shane is. We land in Vienna. We're driving 4 hours to Klagenfurt through the mountains. Right? Shane's either on AZ Billiards or he read a Facebook post about AZ Billiards, and you believe this shit? I'm like, what? He goes, they're saying I'm like past my prime. I'm overrated and like I can't get there no more. And it made him mad. Like Shane was mad. I said, or he was like, he goes, everybody's just practicing more. Everybody's breaking better. Everybody's running out better. He goes, I don't think I've gotten any worse. He goes, I think everybody else is just catching up. And I was like, yeah, definitely. And then he goes and wins a World 8 Ball. So I think that was a little bit of fuel. Someone opened their
Light the
mouth
fire.
and Shane said, shut up. So
That just
Well, I'll tell you
shows.
what. When you guys get to London, tell Shane to stay off social media. I think all you guys
No,
should
Mike,
stay
no,
off
let him light a
social
fire
media
under
the
his
whole
ass.
week.
Get the chip on
Stay
the
off.
shoulder.
I get rid of it. I get rid of it like 5 or 6
Yeah.
days before the tournament. I do. It's
Yeah.
no good. It's no good,
You
man.
don't need stuff to distract your attention.
Yeah.
Do you feel like in that aspect, Tyler, this was a lot healthier of an announcement for you per se? Because there were times, especially as a rookie, when you got announced and there was a lot of question marks about you. There was a lot of, we could have had better. He wasn't the pick that should have been, and you had to fade all that. You still went out and performed great, but it wasn't the easiest of circumstances.
Dude, I still have screenshots of memes and stuff that people made when my announcement came out, my first one.
Do you really?
So, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't forget that stuff, man. So
You hear that, guys? You hear that, Mike? No.
I don't forget. But yeah, I mean the first one, I think the thing that you're most concerned about is unfamiliar territory, right? I mean, I think the biggest difference is the chair feels like it's a quarter mile from the nearest corner pocket. Obviously, the noise and stuff. There's just things that you've never seen before. So we're gonna just try to familiarize, Shane and Federer with that as much as we possibly can, and kind of give them ideas and paint some pictures in their head, and then let them go do their thing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a pool table with a shot clock that we've been using all year round. So
yeah.
What's your biggest asset to Team USA, Tyler?
whatever coach asks me to do, I'm going to do. If he goes, hey, get the guys fired up, I'm going to do it. If he goes, hey, go take care of yourself, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be a team player. I'm going to make sure everybody's going to be at their best. Whatever, if they need me at the end of the bench waving a towel, I'll do that. If Jeremy says, hey, your captain's pick, go play the last match, let's go, coach. Like whatever you need me to do, I'm going to go out there and do it to the best of my ability. So
I like it. What do you got, Mike? Let's get him out of here.
No. It's all good. I got a blast, but you guys can stay and chit chat. No, I'm excited. I think, to me, Tyler was a no-brainer pick, pretty much the whole year by the fact that he was out there in the grind at every event, at all the big events, took down some big scalps, had some good finishes. So, and I like his temperament. So, to me, it was a natural pick. And, it's great to have, these three big guys in front of him, but you don't win without those other two guys. So, like you said, I hope each one of you guys can pick up a couple points along the way, bear down and do that. And I think that they'll play well.
I think you got Europe a little nervous this year because they ain't acting like they're stealing anymore. That's just what I think.
Well, and that's also a reason why they went with the cushy, conservative, safe, pick the same team as last year route, right? And they're not, They don't have that.
Yeah, well,
they don't have that attitude like
Mhm.
we can throw out our 10th through 15th guys and be favorites.
yeah. Well, if Albin don't go on a run in Hanoi, it could have been a different story. So,
Oh yeah, could have been. Still could have been a different story. There's still arguments say it should have been Kachi instead of Albin, anyways. But you know, but that's all arguments for Europe. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Kachi's post was
Tyler,
pretty funny, huh?
it was. I was gonna say that. That was. Oh
Poor
God,
guy.
I love that
Poor
honest
guy.
response, man.
It's
It's brutal, but that was.
typical Kachi. He's a good
Poor
dude.
guy.
Yeah.
What are you? He's not lying. You know?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. No, he's
not
not.
lying at all.
The way from what I saw, which wasn't a whole lot, but when I did get a chance to peek at his game, it looked like the only thing that he wasn't 100% on was jumping. I feel like he looked a little uncomfortable with his bridge when he was jumping.
Yeah, I remember saying earlier on.
In a month and a half from now, he might be just fine, you know, with that. So it's tough. It's tough to stomach, and I'm sure he's going to be red hot coming in next year. And don't be surprised if he snaps off 2 or 3 events next year. And that kind of seems the way the Europeans work. When Josh was left out, he goes and wins a world title. When another player was when Federer was left out, he goes and wins a world title. Yeah. So, I mean, a little bit of fuel to the fire never hurts anybody, right? Yeah. I'm just glad he's alive.
Here first.
I'm glad he's the game is better with Kachi in it, obviously. So I'm glad he's okay and still playing.
Yeah.
Class response from a class player, Tyler Styer. We wish you all the best in December. We hope to follow up with you real soon, buddy, and good luck out there in Roanoke.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time.